Hey everybody, been a while since I did a video, but this one's been on my radar for a long time to do a video on, and finally here I am. Lots of technical problems with the game, but more so, I've just really weird scheduling the last month and a half or so. Haven't really had the environment, I suppose, to record well. But anyways, I have a little chunk of time right now and I wanted to cover this, and he's getting bored with me. So this is Hand of Fate. It's currently in early access. You can see the version right there if you're curious about certain changes that have been in play since I recorded this. It's developed by Defiant Development. It's kind of a strange name there, but it was released on early access in the middle of last year. I believe it was actually kickstarted, and I've been playing it on and off for the last few months, and finally, obviously, I'm doing a video here. Now, I'm planning on this simply being a quick look, which means typically I will be reserving a lot of my judgment, and more so where I don't talk for 45 minutes about the game. So I'm just going to go into the menu, check out some of the stuff here. Controls are actually relatively basic, although I don't think this is probably the easiest method to read them in. Settings. Let's go to audio. Simple stuff there. I would probably advise keeping them at default because I recently lowered the music option, and I noticed that when the deck dealer stops speaking, his voice will kind of clip off in a weird way. Graphics, it's Unity, so the graphics options will suck. Unity has been a absolutely huge pain in the ass recording this game because I'm trying to do 60 FPS. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Not much there. Let's resume. Wait, whoa, wait a second.
Make your choices.
Yeah, I got that. So what is Hand of Fate? Hand of Fate is a card game. It's also a roguelike. And the term roguelike is so vague these days. But basically, it's a card game set on this table here. Really quite immersive. However, to actually go about the actual battle part, you actually go into an arena to fight. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be just choosing one of the particular, I guess, campaigns. It's kind of vague, but the idea is that you have these particular final opponents that you go to.
It has been called the game of eternity that we play. I didn't think that meant you'd take forever to make a decision, mind.
Yeah, he's pretty cheeky. So these are kind of the final bosses that you will choose. So I'm going to go with this one.
You are hardly the first adventurer to be put in their place by the Queen. I anticipated more from you, I must say.
I don't know if you could hear right there, but right at the end, there was a little bit of noise or reverb within the recording, and it instantly went to silence, which is not very good. Anyways, two options here. Deck Builder. You can actually choose which cards both will be on your side, like your gear and so forth, and also the enemies that you will deal with. And you can choose that in a way. I've been playing a little bit of Hearthstone.
Take your time. Look around.
Shush. Be quiet.
I'm sure you know you can add and remove cards from your deck, but feel free to familiarize yourself first.
Shut up. It's actually been quite a while since I messed with this, but pretty much you can choose what happens on your path, and that, I believe, is still randomly generated, the actual path that you take, for example, but this is the card options that you will have in place. But I don't know this well enough to really give much insight, besides I went with pretty much the recommended options. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Yeah, and as you progress through the game, you'll get more cards to add into more varied campaigns. I'm calling them campaigns, but particular runs.
Did you expect me to tell your fortune? No. A fortune teller is at their most base and despicable when they begin to believe their own lies. Of course, I am different. My powers are genuine.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So this is what I was talking about. You have your character, he's on the base card, stairs. It's usually stairs, or there's a chariot, which is going from area to area. And what I just love is, first of all, the voice actor is exquisite. Really love the audio in this game in general, although the combat sounds are a bit iffy. But all the stuff on the table, it's so detailed. You know, with the thunder and all that, it's a really fun game to play at night. It's just really atmospheric. I love it. Anyways, so to get started, we'll just choose one card here. You click to keep going. You can actually click anywhere, not just continue, which can be kind of annoying. At times you'll accidentally click anywhere within the 99.5% of real estate that is not that button, and it will still continue. One day in a shady forest you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. I am Merith, of the Forest Folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask of me? So longer life, I believe, boosts your maximum health. And if you're already at max health, I think it will scale up as well. As for supplies, I believe that is extra food, because every turn you take gives you food. As for gold, that's pretty straightforward. I don't usually mess with buying or selling things, so usually I just go for supplies. This bread will sustain you for many days. Dealer draws 2 food gain cards.
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
I love that sound effect. It's very pleasant to listen to. Remember, mortal, that bold heroes make for great ballads, but survivors think twice before meddling in the affairs of gods and monsters. Alright? Now, this is not a typical... I actually have never seen this particular layout before. Usually it's a line or it's a little zigzag or something, so I have 2 options here. He seems bored, so... Mr. Lionel. I've seen him many times. Whilst enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, a strange old man takes the seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention, and you notice that he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. My name's Mr. Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure you up your heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation. He cackles uncontrollably for a few moments, then sits patiently waiting for your answer. Give him bread for your plate, give 20 gold, which I obviously don't have, ask him what he needs, ignore the goblin. Now, I've gone for A and C pretty much every single time, and he usually gives me something anyways, but I'll just give him the bread for my plate. He considers your bread seriously before placing it carefully in his coat pocket, seemingly satisfied. Mr. Lionel taps his staff on the ground and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. He smiles, a warm grin that reveals all his chipped and yellow teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? And I get a new shield.
Fling your opponent's challenges back in their faces.
And I've gotten a shield every single time I've probably played. That card has probably come up maybe 15 or 20 times as I've played the game. So that's pretty common. I don't know what happens if he ignores you. Maybe he feels threatened. He's like, well, I'll show you. Anyways. Then before you can stop, and with inhuman speed, he snatches a pickled onion off your plate and sprints out the tavern door. Alright, so now, if I were to go to this one, I'd have to go back, which will take a food item. Every time you move, you get food. So I'm going to go over here. This is an exit.
The horse is a fine companion. I'm sure you'll leave this one in time. You do not seem to have the temperament for friends, even in the animal kingdom.
I also gotta say, the animation on his face is really good as well, because it feels like his hood has weight to it. It's reacting to him shaking his head at times. And obviously the cloak and the mask on him does a great deal to relieve the need to animate his mouth, but also, you know, adds to his character as well. You found a friendly trader willing to let you ride on his wagon. But I'm going to check out this other page here.
Your journey is well begun. This is what I was looking for. You show some aptitude for the game. Perhaps this will not be as boring as I thought.
And it does seem that over time he gains somewhat of character about knowing how you play or something like that. But he will make remarks if you sit here for too long. Like earlier, it said something like,
For eons I have waited for an appropriate player. It seems there are more eons ahead.
It's just stuff like that, which I love. The writing is fantastic for the dialogue, I think. Really a pleasure just to listen to. Also, these guys
Funny little fellows
are really annoying. But now we get to see some of the gameplay. One night you awaken to find your belongings being rifled through by goblins. As soon as they notice you stirring, they run away with your shield. They also have stolen some of your food and gold. And it will pull a particular card. If it's goblins, it'll pick goblins, but I think it's always been 3 goblins. But some encounters will say, like, draw 2 monster cards, and those monsters may be pirates, or it could be skeletons, or archers, or something like that. As you rise to your feet to retrieve your belongings, you realize that it is not only goblins stirring in this cave. The dealer draws you 1 monster card. Okay, this is new to me. Oh god. Now what's really cool about this particular area and scenery is that it will place the cards on the ground, showing kind of the arena being built and how each of the items in your kit affect how you play. Now, as far as I know, trying to move here. As far as I know, you cannot change your view, which is really annoying. Him. So if you couldn't hear, basically it's a spam fest of clicking and dodging. For me, so far the combat is absolutely the worst part of the game. It is incredibly dull. You feel like there is no real skill into it besides timing, which the timing for dodging has the window of like the Grand Canyon. It's very easy to avoid people. The challenge is, really the challenge, especially in those particular encounters, is just making sure you get to the goblins in time before they just run away with all your gold and food. Anyways, with the goblin threat dealt with, you continue on your way. Also, this probably is not going to be a quick look, because I'm giving more and more commentary about how I feel about the game, and it's actually running a little bit longer. Anyways, with all the cards dealt with, we can go back to the trader. Bring us back to Hitch a Ride.
Than trudging along a muddy road. Certainly.
And if I read that, so Hitch a Ride. You embark upon the next leg of your adventure. So reset the cards and bring the cards upon the deck.
All games are about power, are they not? The acquiring of power, the retaining of power, and most importantly, the use of power.
I think in general there's 3 sets of cards before you get to the final boss. I wonder how quickly we can get to the final one. In a shady grove, off the beaten path, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. Tinker or sell items of all descriptions. Typically, I don't really bother because usually it's just more items than I already have. Now, what I'm going to do is go to inventory. I didn't show this before. Now, each particular setup that you start a campaign with, you set the type of items that will be at play, which you will then pick up. And it looks like that's all I got so far. So I guess I probably could go to the trader just to see what he has. And I think I already said no, which is pretty dumb, wasn't it? Maze of Traps. This is also kind of a really lame card. See, it's difficult for me to complain about certain aspects of the game because it may be simply due to the cards, and as time goes on, I may get more exciting cards. That's always a possibility. Yes, Under the Cave, and we'll see what this is like. This one also has a similar opening where it lays down your cards, even though there's no real enemies within the environments. It's just particular traps. Now these particular spots here, spikes will come up. I've never been quite sure of how to avoid them, because it's all trigger activated. I think that's the only way to do it. You have to line it up properly. Oh, that was a mistake. Because sometimes those particular fire sections have really long timers, so sometimes it's easier just to go for it. Alright. You just walk up to it and it automatically opens up, and then you get particular reward cards. I don't know if food is a reward or not, though. Having survived the traps, you loot the chests. The gain cards, that's what I was looking for. The dealer draws you 3 gain cards. Wow, 40 gold. That's actually a huge reward. 15 health, that's pretty good.
The pendulum can swing both ways. A little gold to give you a taste for it.
Yes, that's true. And 25 gold as well. Now it may be actually worthwhile to go back to the Tinker to maybe see what we can buy. Because there's no way I've used for 70 gold. Purchase shop. And it will do a similar... Greetings, wise traveler, I have much to offer you. It will open up a similar system to all the other encounters, except that obviously it's not hostile. Seems like it's a slightly pointless introduction there. It does set a nice, you know, style on the atmosphere of it. But again, somewhat pointless. Buy items. What? The UI... Okay. Alright. This is the worst part of it. The UI is just...
Interesting choice.
I didn't buy it, though. See, now my mouse cursor is gone. How do I... Can't... Tab? See, I can't, sell it for... Wow, 10. Okay. I guess I'll buy that. How does it compare with... Oh, so it's... No, wait, my, mine does reflect, and that one reflects as well. So I think I'll buy it. Doesn't necessarily say how much it stops damage, but I'll go with that.
Are you sure that's the right approach?
Wait a second, let's go no. I will sell... this one. Yes, so that...
With practice and good timing, you can reflect ranged attacks.
There we go. Yeah, often I find that the mouse cursor will disappear, which makes most navigation pretty much impossible. I think... Damage 20, 25... I might as well cook that. What is money bags, anyways? Ah, I see. Probably a good idea that I spend it then. Let's go back. I really wish I could just hit escape to go back, but fortunately not. So I used up food there. Twisted Canyon.
It lives in every game. That initial moment where things begin. I have worked on these cards all my days, and the canyon has been there from the outset.
You see a weapon glinting in the sunlight lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. Climb down and retrieve the weapon. Yes. Now what's interesting here, as long as I can focus on the card,
choose from these options.
It's just like Find the Lady, I think is the game. Although typically it's extremely easy to play. I think it's the one on the left. But I'm going to go with this one. Funnily enough, I've never failed that game. It's just not that difficult. It's 75% chance to win just by blind guessing, and you can follow the card. I feel like it needs to be I think it needs to be a much smaller success rate, like 1 success, 2 failure, and then 1 monster or something. So draw a weapon card. Yes. Okay, so it's specifically for the undead. This may inflict some more damage than... Okay. No, I'm not going to. We will
head
skip
downwards,
out.
If you dare.
I dare.
Now, you come closer and closer to the final battle.
This is gonna be annoying.
Let's see where that will lead.
I need food, though. Food, please. Never seen this before. It's a new card for me. In a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade and wandering adventures. Wait. Oh, so this is just a specific kind of trader. I'm going to buy food. Let's see. Supplies. 3 food for how much is that? 11? I'll buy that. I'd buy that for $1. Sell them. I probably should have sold this one.
I'm impressed. Few select these sorts of weapons because nobody ever anticipates being in peril. Such misplaced confidence is usually their downfall.
I'm not quite sure how that relates to me. Okay. Alright. Oh.
It amuses me to watch them theorize. To attempt to discern the very likeness of the gods down to their toes.
Let's hope that I get a free blessing. You meet a wandering priest who greets you in a friendly manner. For a small share of your provisions, I will bless you in the name of the old gods. It's only 2 squares. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, shit. Huge success. Okay. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, see, sometimes it's just ridiculous how easy it is to pass those. He speaks in a language of the old religion for several minutes and then gently touches your forehead. It is done, and I have came. Draw 2 blessing cards. I don't think I've gotten blessing cards before.
I made that a little too powerful. I will have to rebalance that next time.
That's true. In the beginning of every battle, the old gods throw down thunder upon one of your enemies. That is an awesome blessing. Any axe
Very
kill...
nice indeed.
Any axe kill made using an axe grants the player 3 health. Kind of wish that I kept my axe now. Oh shit, ambush.
Again, the surprise attack. The novelty must wear thin on subsequent travels.
A slight rustling behind you is all the warning you get that your life is in grave danger. Draw 1 monster card. Thankfully, it's only 1 monster card. 2... I think that's the... kind of pirate characters. Yeah. Or some sort of marauder or something. Oh, now I can do stuff. Okay. This didn't show up before. Yeah, sometimes it's pretty ridiculous. Counter, artifact. Okay. Yeah, the combat's basically just a bad Arkham Asylum type feel to it, where the pacing is really, really ramped. It's kind of annoying. While searching the area for anything worth salvaging, you realize one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. I'm going to kill him. I think it's this one. Oh, okay. I wish it told me what it was. Oh, I think Mercenary Contract, it drops gold when you hit people. All weapon attacks are enhanced with powerful poison.
It's the tool of the traitor.
That is pretty cool. I'll go with that. 3 food, I could use that. And 15 gold, okay. I think I also have an item that slows me down with the amount of gold I have. I'm guessing stairs? Oh, this is the final boss. Okay.
Noble causes turn to rotten enterprise. You may win this battle and send the Queen to her rightful end. Yet, what have you gained in the process?
The Desert Queen is more lethal in battle and hard to kill than a regular bandit. Her blades are sharp and she is frequently protected by a powerful crossbow. The Bandit Queen was taken by slavers as a child and raised in the desert. Over the years, she has bribed and murdered her way to her current position as second in command of the Desert Thieves, proving herself capable of ruthless cunning.
Again, a token is at stake.
And I believe these allow me to get new cards. It's my understanding, kind of. And I do know that a lot of people complained about the Queen of Dust being very difficult. So I hope I do pretty well. I wonder if I still have that artifact. It allows me to kill people. Oh god. Stupid. Oh, I totally lost that. How do I switch my artifact? Whoops. Damn. Ow. How do I use my other skill? Maybe it's not opened up. A lot of dodging. I am very scared of dying in this. Oh god, after all this time. Shit. Can I destroy this? There we go. That's much easier. It was easier than I thought it was going to be.
Inevitable, I suppose. So often those who beat plowshare to sword die by the grim instruments of their industry. Still, she fought well and bravely, which is all I expect from my pawns and players.
Okay, the goblets. Upgrade stronger counterattacks. Your counterattacks do more damage. Increase stun. New starting gear. Bandit strength increase. All this stuff is a little bit confusing, so I'm not really going to attempt to explain it. I suppose that is one particular benefit.
You have earned the first of the symbols of my power and passed the first gate.
Oh, it's a new
There's
item.
no turning back now. Previously I was merciful, but now I cannot be. It is begun. I crafted each of these cards over the course of years. You have taken them from me in mere moments.
As a reward for defeating my bandit queen, you receive these new cards. Ember Town Hero, Jack of the Plague, Devil's Carnival, Sleep in the Forest. And these are particular encounters, I believe. Oh, no, wait, these are equipment. I'm an idiot. Oh, it's so satisfying when he does that. Anyways, that is it for this particular playthrough of Hand of Fate. So I guess it's more of an impressions because it was quite longer and I was giving more, well, my thoughts on judgments on the game. So let's break it down. Visually, game looks really nice. It has really nice art design and aesthetics. Graphical quality, though, is sometimes lacking. The enemy facial animations are a bit lacking at times, especially your main character. I also found out there is only this one character, only the main male character. There is no option for a female character or any other races or, species or anything like that, which would have been kind of neat. They said, I think there is no plans currently for any other types of main characters. It's only going to be this one, which is really disappointing. I often play as a female character, just, for any type of roleplay or, if I had the option of creating a character, that's typically what I will do. This one really doesn't have any personality besides grunting when I get hit or something. Performance is okay, but it's running Unity, so SLI doesn't really function. I'm actually running SLI on this, and you're actually seeing all the frames, but the problem is when I capture 60 frames per second, it's locked to 60, and I'm actually only seeing 30 due to the way windowing works on Unity. Only one set of frames from one card is sent to the monitor. So the video will be 60 FPS, but I'm only seeing it 30. So if you're on an SLI system, lower the settings if you want to see high frame rates. You also, on pretty much any setting above simple, the game is locked to 60 FPS maximum, even if VSync is disabled across your system. It's not going to be VSynced. It'll just be limited to 60. Which is really frustrating. And also when you do that, the performance tanks when you record for some stupid reason. It's not even an FPS cap, it's just like, we're going to screw over your entire system. So what you have to do is actually run the game, set your quality to simple, then set your resolution. If it's already set to what you want, change the resolution, come back to it, and it will somehow reset the VSync. Then you set the quality you want. That's how I had to get this running at 60 FPS, 1080p on fantastic quality. Music is really nice. The voice actor is amazing. He does such a good job. The writing is really good. The dialogue as well. He seems witty. He has really nice mystery to him while being familiar and friendly in kind of a weird way. You never know if he's a friend or a foe in like that. And he has such good responses to whatever you're doing. you know, if you're waiting or if you failed something and then came back, he'll remark on that, which is just great. If you actually haven't played the game for a long time, it's like, oh, nice seeing you again. Stuff like that. Really great. And I'm excited to see how much dialogue there is in the game and how far it extends. I'm not much of a big card person, but I do like the way the game works. I think it's a nice balance between easy to understand because you're seeing it within gameplay, but also the card system, which might be more familiar to certain players who play lots of card games. I also think using the card games on the table with the magician is a really great setup for a fighting game or I don't know if it's arena, but a type of combat game. The unfortunate part is the combat actually sucks. It's really not fun whatsoever, and the quicker I can get past the combat and just mess with listening to the magician and messing with cards and, you know, doing the little puzzles that they have going on, the better. That's typically how I play. It's not even for an advantage. I will just pick the cards that I think will get me quicker through the combat, which is kind of a shame. But as far as the game goes, the most enjoyable part is the cards, but they all are based around the actual combat system. So you could say it's more so a combat game inside of... It's a combat game with cards instead of a card game with combat. I don't know if that really makes any sense, but that's kind of the balance it is, I feel. Yeah, Hand of Fate. It is on Steam for $25 on early access. I'm not sure when it's going to launch. It was kickstarted in December. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out. Great thing about Windows, I can look at stuff. Yeah, I can't see any information about when it will actually release. But while the combat is a bit boring and bland, I've only done like 3 or 4 full playthroughs of the game. So things may change, things may expand and become more varied. The problem is while the combat may not be varied right now, that's not really what I see the problem as. I find the combat just to be boring. And the fact is, it doesn't play like a good melee game or fighter in any possible way. It feels like it adds in those slow motion effects to make it feel more impactful, but in the end, it feels laggy in a way, even at high frame rates. It's just not very satisfying to play, which again is unfortunate. And yeah, anyways, I guess I just went ahead and decided I was going to do Judgment, so that's my opinions on the game right now. It's been early access for 6 or 7 months now. I said it came out in July in 2014, and it's $25 on Steam Early Access. I actually do recommend the game, even in its current state. If it looks interesting to you, it probably is interesting to you as you play it. I find it really fun, even if the gameplay is a bit, or the combat is a bit dull. And I think I've repeated myself enough times. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. It's been a long time since I did a long video. And that's it, and I will see you next time.
Do you have what it takes to defeat the rats?